Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Michelle and here on my channel I do weekly cash stuffing and budgeting videos. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, please subscribe so you don't miss when I post a new video. So today we are doing my cash stuffing, my bills and my sinking funds for June week 1. So if you guys are new, I do 2 cash stuffings every single week. The first one is my husband's income. He covers all of the living expenses. And then the second one is my income and I cover all of our debt. So that being said, we are working with my husband's income this week, or today I should say. And we have $800 that we have for the week. Let's count that out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, and 800. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So this is my bills binder. And the first thing we are stuffing is my rent. So it has no buffer in here, which I don't like. Oh, this is permanent. I did that last time too. Where's my... Here we go, my wet erase marker. As you guys can see, there's a random 2 here. That was a permanent marker and I couldn't get that off. So yeah, we have, today is May 9th as I'm filming, and we are putting in $430, and it is empty, so we have $430 now. I did empty out like all of my buffers pretty much in all of these envelopes very recently, because if you guys are new, we live in Northern Nevada right now. We just moved here 2 years ago almost, and we're renting our house right now. But we own our home in California where we're from, and we're renting that out to our nephews right now, but we are trying to sell it. And so we just got our house, the whole house painted like inside. Well, before, what was it? Last year, we got the whole outside repainted. So now we repainted the inside. But we had to come up with that in cash, which I did not have. So I emptied out like all of my buffers to come up with that money. So now I have nothing as a buffer. So these are all pretty much empty. But that's okay because we'll build it back up, and that's just gonna, help us get as much money as we can from the house that we're selling. But yeah, what was I doing? 432, 3, 4, 20, 25, 30. All right, so 430, and like I said, that's all I have in here right now. All right, so next we have internet, and it is 5, 9, and I'm putting in $30, and it's also empty, so we're putting in $30 total. 20, 25, 30. As you guys can see, it's May as I'm filming this, and you guys are seeing this in June. I have had a couple people be really confused of like why the dates don't match, and that's because I like to make sure that I have all the money for like the next month by the end of the month prior, if that makes sense. So I do everything a month ahead. Sometimes like there's more weeks in a month, or like, I don't know, whatever, and like it ends up being a little bit more in advance. I try to even it out, but like sometimes it doesn't work that way. But yeah, so it is probably like an entire month before you guys are seeing this video. But yeah, water is going to get $35. This one's also empty. Yeah, like I emptied out like everything in order to come up with that money, which is good. Like 20, 25, 30, 35. Like it's good that we had the money to be able to use. Even though it wasn't for like what I intended to use it on, like I needed the money and I had it. So, you'll see I did empty out another category, which I didn't want to empty. But we'll get to that later on in the video. Electricity is something I was too scared to completely empty out, so I did not empty this one out all the way. Because we've been using our air conditioner here. $40 we're putting in. We live in Northern Nevada. It's literally desert here, and it's hot. So I it's May. I've already been using our air conditioner like every day. So I do not want to let this get too low. But I have 20, 40, 60, 80, and $90 towards electricity so far, which is good. All right, so home gas is getting also $40. Again, I didn't want to let this get too low, so I left this one too. I don't think I left very much in this one, but yeah. I got 20, 40, 60, and $80 towards that now. But just in case, I don't think my gas is going to be more than $100 for the month. But just in case electricity is more than I expected, I wanted to have extra in there too. Child support is getting $60. So if you guys are new, my husband has 4 kids with his ex-wife, 50, 55, 60. 2 are adults, 2 are teenagers. 1 adult lives with his mom, 1 adult lives here, 1, oh, it's empty, so 60 total. 1 teenager lives here and 1 teenager lives there. So we paid child support on the one teenager that lives there, strictly because my husband wants to. Like, we don't have any court order saying we have to, and we have 1 kid, she has 1 kid, like, technically we don't have to. But my husband's an amazing father. And they live in another country, so it makes it very difficult for him to be there for them in any other way. So that is something he chooses to do. So yeah, subscriptions is getting, what are we doing? $15 this week, and this covers like 5, 10, 15, also empty. This covers like our Amazon Prime, Amazon Video, Netflix, Hulu, renters insurance, and our security system. So I should probably be budgeting more than $15 a week. However, it seems to be working out okay, so I'm going to keep it for now. That's it for our bills. Next, we're going to do high priority sinking funds, which are also bills, but they are not due every month. So let's get started. The first one here, we have our phone. So this is due in July, and as you can see, it is empty. So 510 or 59. So no, I have not paid the phone. That is not why it is empty. I had 760, and this is like the majority of where I got the money for the paint. So yeah, that really sucked. I did not want to have to empty this out. However, in July, I'll stuff this as much as I can until then. And in July, when the payment comes out, it's gonna go on the credit card. Like, bottom line, we are trying to dig ourselves out of credit card debt, but sometimes, like, that's what you have to do. So that was the only thing I could think of to feel okay with, like, emptying and have to put on a credit card. So that's what I did, and I am putting in $20, and it is so empty, and it's getting $20. So I hated that I had to do that, but, like, the house had to be painted. If it wasn't painted, like, we're not going to get the value that we need. And, like, that's just the bottom line. You know what I mean? Like, it'll pay off all our debts once the house sells. So that's what matters. But 5, 9, trash is getting $10. We are also empty. And so it has a total of $10. I hate not having any buffers in these. All right. That means my calculations have to be exact, otherwise we don't have enough for the bills. But, you know, it is what it is. All right. Next is car insurance. This is one I did not want to empty because that is going to be too much money to have to come up with. So I didn't touch this one, and it's getting $80. So 50, 70, 75, and 80. Yeah, I didn't want to have to come up with this money, so. Ooh, and I have a random 50 in here now. That sucks. I hate counting with 50s. Almost done, baby. Of course I noticed you. All right, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90. Okay, I can't count that. 1, I'll just have to suffer with the 50 in here because it's not adding up right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 650, 70, 90, 8, no, 7, 10, 7, 30, 35, 40. So 740 towards car insurance. That makes no sense. Oh. 650. 70, 90, 710, 720, 25, 710, 730, 35, 40. Yeah, 740. Okay. I'm like, that literally does not add up. But I forgot. It's because my stepson, let me write that before I forget. My stepson pays me, I think he paid me for his portion of the car insurance, and then I just put that in here because it's going to come out of our card. I was so confused, and I didn't like log that in, so it made no sense. So yeah, that's where that extra money came from. Alright, so next we have car registration, and I did have a little bit of money in here that I was saving. And I took that for the paint also. Like, I literally took like everything that I possibly could for paint just to come up with the money. I had to come up with $3,300. It was like 14 something before the paint and then 14 something after the paint. I ended up using our rent money, and I had to put our rent on the credit card because I tried to do that with our mortgage, but our mortgage won't let us pay with a credit card. So I did it with the rent, and I ended up paying like a $50 fee to pay with a credit card, which was stupid. What are we doing? Car registration is getting $15, and it's empty, so it's getting $15. But yeah, that was how I came up with the other money, was the, I paid our rent with a credit card. Yeah, it sucks, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm hoping it'll all be worth it in the end. I'm hoping our house will sell quickly. It is May 9th as I'm filming this video. It's not on the market yet, but I'm hoping everything seems to be like falling into place, and hopefully by the end of this month, early next month, it will be on the market. Our realtor seems like hopeful, like it's kind of promising that it'll sell pretty quickly. So I'm hoping that's the case. But last thing we are stuffing today is medical and dental, and I am doing $25. And this one I did not take from because my stepdaughter next month has a appointment to get some fillings, and that's going to be like $800. So I'm going to put probably the majority of that on credit card, and then whatever I have in here, I will either save for another appointment because I like to pay for the appointments in cash, or I'll just put it towards the credit card. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, it's going to be $800 that is going to have to be for those fillings. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 76, 77. So 477. So hopefully I'll have some more. Maybe I can just pay the majority with it. 477. The reason it's an odd number, so if you guys know me, if you see my videos, you know I don't budget with anything with a 0 or a 5. But I took her to the dentist, and like I paid cash, like cash, and that was my change. And so I just instead of putting that $2 in my $1 savings challenge, I just put it back in here because I knew that I was gonna have to need it very soon. So yeah, that is why that looks like that. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.